Okay, so the first thing you should do is that you pay attention that you should assess the borderline traits in this patient. Okay. And you must be a bit empathetic and use more open-ended questions in order to make sure that you're going to cover everything. This station is a bit challenging. There are many points to cover. Let's see how we can do it according to the notes which I have. So again, doctors, you must introduce yourself in an empathetic way. Usually in risk assessment, you're going to see a patient who was brought by the police, and this is not a very comfortable situation, definitely for him. You can see something, understand that this, that being brought by the police, sensitive situation, rest assured that I will do my best to help you. But before going through details, I would like to start knowing more about you. I gather that you are staying in the hostel for how long? So, okay, these questions, as I say, it just break the ice between you and the patient. At the same time, they cover important factors in the SCR risk assessment. And then you do your ABC, the incidents, the factual information, when, where, why, etc., and the mental state of the patient while he was doing these incidents. What was in your mind? Did you feel that it was an urge which you could not control? This is a very important question. Okay. Do you feel that it was an urge which you couldn't control? Did you take anything which can change your state of mind, like alcohol or recreation drugs, etc.? And you want to know what happened after the incidents, which you did not ask. What did you do after that? Did you try to set the fire off? Anyone was hurt? Who called the police? And you want to know the mental state after the incident. How do you feel about what happened? Any plans to repeat it? What could prevent you from doing this? So this is an assessment, because if she is okay with what happened and she doesn't have any remorse, most probably there is high risk of repeating the incidents. And then the most important thing is what happened before the incidents. Again, this will open the door to know the sequence of the event. She watched a documentary about the BBC, in the BBC, about the children who has been abandoned, and this steered her negative emotions, because she has been abandoned and she had a very bad childhood. So you want to know before the incident the information and mental state. Before the incident, did you plan for it? Were there any stresses? And when you ask these questions, definitely you will bring up the incidents of the BBC. And this is something which you didn't do, and most of the kids doesn't do it, and they miss the important part of a very important part of the story. Now you want to know the symptom of the syndrome, and here the symptom of the syndrome is the pyromania. So you will ask, I would like to know more about your experience with the fire setting. So we take the onset and course. Since when did you start setting fire? Anything happened at this time? Can you tell me more about your childhood, any difficult memories? So this the onset usually is related to the difficult memories in the child. And you want to know the course. So this is the symptom syndrome, the pyromania. So this is increasing with time. Anything moves, the desire to set the fire. How many times did you set fire? Can you give me examples? A very important question. Anyone was hurt, any damaged properties, any police charges. So this is the course of her fire setting. You want to know what happened when she used to set fire. Were there any police charges? Is it a very frequent or something which happened trivial from time to time? Any damaged properties? Anyone was hurt? This is something to help you to understand the extent of the problem. Okay, and as I always say, if you want to understand a particular psychological phenomenon, you must dissect it into thinking, feeling, and behavior. So you want to know what runs in her mind when she set the fire. Any particular beliefs? This could be some sort of religious belief, for example. It happens. Do you feel that the fire setting is an intrusive and senseless thought which you try to resist? OCD. So this is part of thinking. And then the feeling, do you feel that it is an uncontrolled impulse? I beg your pardon, do you feel sexually excited? A very important question, doctor. Okay, are you with me, Dr. Anas?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. On the behavior, you want to know the behavior of the fire setting. How do you usually set the fire? Any preferable places or tools? Do you always have tools to set the fire? Do you try to set the fire before set off the fire before any losses? So this is the thinking, feeling, and behavior to understand the pyromania. Please mute your mics. Mute your mics, please. Okay, so this is the symptoms of the syndrome. Then the comorbidity. Check the symptoms of borderline personality disorder, as we know that there are particular main symptoms like the problems in relations, impulsivity, identity, coping, emotional numbness. We can just have this acronym RISE, which will help you to understand how to gather these different symptoms in one setting. Okay, so you want to ask about this problem with the psychological comorbidity. Okay, so the
Sorry to
comorbidity.
interrupt you.
Yes.
Regarding personality, how can we ask in short? It's long time. I understand. It's long
I
station. So
know.
how could we ask about borderline personality in
We'll
short
go.
question, like one
We will
question?
go through it. We'll go through it. So you want to the comorbidity. We know that the comorbidity is biopsychosocial. Social. Can you tell me more about your life circumstances? Okay. Do you have any clear goals? What about your relations? So we are scattering the questions about of the borderline while we are asking about the biopsychosocial. Can you tell me more about your life circumstances? Do you have clear goals? This is identity. How about your relations? Are you the type of person who is impulsive and acts on the spur of the moment? So this is a social part of her comorbidity. And while we are asking about the social part, we are putting questions related to the borderline. Okay, then the mood, ask about the mood and ask two questions which are related to the borderline. What about emotional numbness or strong feeling of abandonment or severe sense of boredom? So the usual questions related to the psychological comorbidity, and we will add two questions related to or three questions related to the borderline: emotional numbness, abandonment, and sense of boredom. With all these red questions, you have covered the borderline. Okay, are you with me, doctor?
Yes.
Okay, so when you ask about the social, put a couple of questions, and when you ask about the mood, you are going to put a couple of questions, and then you'll cover all the symptoms of the borderline personality disorder. Okay, impact, coping, and risk. When you hear the bell of 6 minutes, start asking about the impact, coping, and risk, and what about you. How did this behavior of fire setting affect your life? How do you cope whenever you're stressed? The usual questions of the coping and risk, but don't forget the self-harm. Okay, this particular question you should have asked because in this station, this girl used to self-harm herself when she was young. Okay, past history and family history. Did you ask about it? Okay.
No.
Okay, so you did not ask.
No.
Then delivering the diagnosis at the end. Thank you for from our discussion. It seems that you have a fire-setting behavior which carries a high risk to you and others. And from your assessment, you can also add borderline personality disorder traits according to the course of the dialogue with her. Okay, the good news is that we have many ways by which we can help you. I'll give you leaflets about all what we have discussed, and I'm looking forward to see you again. This is how you finish the station. Okay, are you clear with me? Is it clear for you, doctor?
Yes, doctor. Thank you.
So let's see the history taking points. Does not identify the issues and priorities you did. Does not recognize significance of aspect. Now you forgot some important aspects like the past history, the impact, coping, and risk. So this might not be scored for you. Does not elicit the presence or explore enough detailed relevant symptoms and history. Borderline, this also might not be scored for you. Does not demonstrate adequate skills in risk assessment. Did you ask me about self-harm?
Yes, yeah. I asked.
Okay. Does not pay sufficient attention to the patient health, patient physical health view. Did you ask me about how do I feel about what happened? Am I planning to do this again?
A good injury, if you got injury or not, if
You did forget what?
if you injury or not after the fire.
Okay. Does not identify appropriate and psychological or social. No, you did ask about the psychological, mental state, and social information. It was a bit disorganized. It was a bit formalic. I did not feel empathy. Your questioning style, I think, it is related to the language, English language. So I understand that you want to ask about the question, but the questioning style itself, it needs to be improved. Other than this, everything is quite good. Again, this is not a of real assessment, just to help you understand how this mark sheet is used. Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Amis. Who would like to go next?
Yeah, I'll go.
Okay, so what is your station, Doctor?
Erotomania.
Yeah, okay. This is a very famous station, by the way. Again, all these stations of risk assessment includes a good considerable stress on your communication skills. Okay.
Oh, name of the person.
Say my name is Robin. Yeah, you sound good. Give me 2 minutes. Sorry for the interruption. So are you ready?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so start now. 1, 2, 3, go.
Hello, Mr. Robin. I'm Dr. Gajula, one of the mental health doctors working here.
Well, I'm not crazy. I did not ask to see any mental health doctors. With all my respect, I want to meet Michelle. She's my fiance, so I hope that they give me the chance just to have a talk with her, please.
I understand you're here to meet her. Does she aware of that?
Well, she doesn't know that I'm coming,
Mm-hmm.
so
Mm-hmm.
I hope that you understand that she's my
Uh,
girlfriend and I want to talk with her.
it seems that she doesn't know that you are coming here. She might be in her work now. Meanwhile, can we have a chat? Is it all right?
Okay, no problem, no problem. But
Mm-hmm.
just when I know why am I talking with you? I don't have a
It's
problem with talking with you, but I want to understand why am I talking with you?
I can see your concerns. It's just a routine part that I have been informed by the emergency receptionist that I need to talk to you. Just a few
Routine
minutes.
part why? Routine part of what? What happened in order to make it a routine that I talk with a psychiatrist first time to know this?
Yes, it seems that that you have been in a hurry to meet her. You've been demanding the receptionist, so it's a part of our hospital rules to have an assessment.
Okay,
Just bear with me for a few minutes. Is it all right?
okay, no problem.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And could you tell me? You mentioned that she's a girlfriend, right? Since when you have known her?
Well, this happened started about 3 months ago.
3 months ago. How did you know her?
Well, it happened here casually. I had some sort of a problem because I was exposed to a trivial accident. I was
Mm-hmm.
hit by a car, but it was very trivial. But I was so panicky, so I went to ER, and she really helped me to calm down. And since then, everything started.
Mm-hmm. So, and what made you think so that she is our girlfriend? Has she told
It
about
it
it?
it, it is a sort of chemistry which can run between us. It's something which can be
Okay.
discuss, definitely in the ER. But I felt it by the way she tried to help me, a tone of voice. This is a chemistry which one can feel between. It cannot be explained.
Okay. Okay. Has she told you about that she also likes you?
Well, I understand that definitely this is happening, but she's not going to discuss it in public, definitely. And I want to raise this issue and understand more about how we can take it to the next step.
Okay. So I can see that. Mr. Robin, could you tell me, like, after that, what happened? Have you been in touch with her?
Well, after that, I tried to come to the hospital to see her, but I didn't have the chance. But today I
Mm-hmm.
noticed that she is in one of her shifts, so I asked the receptionist to talk to her.
Okay. Okay. So you tried to come to the hospital. Any idea where she is living?
Well, no, I don't.
About her family or any relationships?
No, no, no,
No. Her mobile numbers?
no, no.
No, no. And yeah, I see that you are not in touch with her, and she has not told you about that. And if you believe that she is your girlfriend, she is in love with you. Am I correct in understanding?
Well, I didn't get your question again, doctor.
So, you believe that she is your girlfriend, right? You are
Yeah, yeah,
you
yeah,
are trying
definitely.
to
Well,
contact her.
yes, definitely, yeah. Yeah.
Is there any possibility that she might be doing her work in the because she's a nurse, just like with other patients, she might
Well, as I
be.
told you, this is something which you cannot explain. It is some sort of chemistry which runs
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
between
mm-hmm.
any two persons who
Yeah,
feel attracted to each other.
and Mr. Robin, what if like if she's with you now, what are your plans you have after
Well,
meeting her?
I plan, today is, is there are 2 days left for the weekend. I plan to
Mm-hmm,
to, to take her to one of the, definitely, understand what will happen definitely. So she's my
Yes,
between a boyfriend and girlfriend.
I know it may sound personal to you, but I need to ask few questions. Is that all right?
Okay, no problem.
So could you tell me what are the plans for the weekend? What do you plan?
Well, I've booked for her a nice room in a good hotel. Spend the night.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Those things too, I need to ask. Any sexual fantasy do you have with her?
Well, definitely we will spend the night together. She's my girlfriend.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And like hypothetically, just by chance, what if she refuses to meet you? She denies what you are saying.
Well, definitely I have the right to understand what's going on because I'm sure that there's a relation why she wants to end it. So,
What if she says that this is not true? She denies to
well,
meet you
I
up.
have the understand. I right to understand from her the
Mm-hmm.
reasons to refuse or to end
Mm-hmm.
this relation.
Any thoughts of hurting her in any way?
No, 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 no. She's my
No,
girlfriend.
no.
Why should
Okay. Okay, okay. If anyone tries to stop you meeting her now, any thoughts of hurting anyone
no, no,
or hurting yourself?
no, no, no.
No, no. Okay, okay. Just a few more questions, Mr. Robin. Is this your first relationship?
No, I had a previous relationship, yes,
Uh,
definitely.
uh, um, uh, could you tell me more? What were the how were the relationships were?
It was not a very good relationship. She didn't understand my needs. She felt that I
Mm-hmm,
want to hurt her. Definitely, anyone who in love, definitely he has some sort of, demands. She felt that
mm-hmm,
I'm sadistic. She
mm-hmm,
said this. I'm not. I was.
mm-hmm. And what happened after that?
She called the police and it ended at the police station. I had an injunction on there not to approach her. I don't care much about her.
It seems you're having some difficult time at that time. And what about the? Are you having any current charges with the police now?
No, no, no,
No. Okay. And have you been in touch with mental health docs before?
no.
No. Because this is the first time you're talking. No.
Yeah.
Okay. And with all this going, I can see you're in a hurry to meet her and doing all sort of things. How has been your mood?
I was fine, no problem.
Fine. How was about your sleep?
Everything is okay.
Everything is okay. And sometimes people do take alcohol or street drugs to come out of the stress. Is that something with you?
No, 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 I don't.
No? Okay. When people understand stress, they sometimes have some unusual experiences, like something they hear when nothing is
No,
there to explain.
no, no.
Okay, okay. And some personal questions, Mr. Robin. Have at any time have you had any difficulties in your sexual life?
No, I did not have any difficulty except with my ex-girlfriend.
Mm-hmm. How would you describe yourself as a person?
Time. How do you feel about what you did?
Okay. Uh,
Why did you ask me this last question? How do you feel about yourself as a person?
uh, just to know the things, Mr. Robin.
Okay, so let's
Uh,
see. Let's see this station also. Again, this station also highlight the importance of the communication skills. In this particular station, the role player will come to you with a bag in his hand. You are
mhm,
going to see the patient face to face in the reels in Sheffield. So he will have a bag in his hand, and you must ask him about this bag. How are you? And okay, so you're not going to start the station immediately. As I always say, don't go directly through through the details of his relation. I had this station twice. Once I did it exactly like what you did. I asked about the details of the relation, and the other one I did not pass it. And the other time I just started as I do in the notes. I just start to ask him some questions to know him as a person in the beginning, and to ask him in particular about the bag which is holding in his hand. Let's see how we can tackle this particular point. Okay. However, you can say, so in the beginning he will say, why am I talking to psychiatrist and I'm not so blah blah blah. So you can say to him, coming without notification to workplace and demanding to see one of our employers raise some concerns, and I've been asked to discuss this with you. Are you okay with that? And then ask him about the bag. Can you tell me more about this bag? Any weapons or sharp objects in it? This part of the risk assessment. And ask him that you want him just to put the bag aside, otherwise you're going to call the security and you're not going to able to help him. Don't continue this interview with this bag in his hand, okay? So tell him that
Okay.
please put this bag aside, otherwise I'm going to call the security and I'm not going to help. This is how you tackle the issue of the bag. He will be, and very important to ask him about the bag as long as it is a history, is the risk assessment. If you see a patient holding a bag and the task is risk assessment, you must ask him about this particular bag. Okay.
So
I
if
can
he
see that
refuses to put the bag aside, how
most
would we
probably
address
he
it?
will accept it. It is not here to challenge you more about the bag. Are
Okay.
you want to see who are the candidates who are going to pay attention to this bag and know what to do. Okay. You can say to him, I'm going, this will raise concerns about the safety. The police might be involved. I would appreciate it if you put the bag aside, okay, in order to help you. That's it, and this will end the issue of the bag. It's not about the bag in order to complicate things, okay? And as I always say, I would like to start by knowing more about you to have a job. Has this always been your job? Are you married? Anyone living with you at home? These are important questions in the risk assessment as they cover the HCR risk factors. This is how you start the station, okay? Because you wasted a lot of time wasted in the beginning. Why am I talking to a psychiatrist? Why am I doing? And I felt that you found it difficult to come over this particular challenging communication skill point. And then you ask about the ABC of the event. You want to the current situation. Is it okay to discuss your relation with the nurse? Okay. When did you first get to know the incident itself? Okay. Where? What happened? You want to know what happened? Was there anyone around? I beg your pardon. Did you feel any sexual arousal when she was trying to approach? Okay. You want to know the instance. When did you first try to get to know her? Where did this happen? What happened? Was there anyone around? Was there any sexual arousal? So you, after the incident, you have to know what happened after that. Did you masturbate? And definitely you must take permission. Did you see her again? Did you try to contact her? How do you feel about what happened? And the good question you asked, any place for any other explanation that she was only doing her job? And then you want to ask about before the incident, very important. Before seeing her for the first time, how were you doing? Any stresses? Usually those who are involved in erotomania, they most probably they have stressors, like the exhibitionism. Okay, so this is the EBC of the event. The event itself is the when he first saw her in the ER. Okay, and then you ask him about the symptoms of syndrome, which is a psychosexual history. Typical questions like those of the exhibitionism. Have you ever been in a relation before? How would you describe your sexual life and sexual preferences? All typical questions of the exhibitionism, which was in the previous station. Then the comorbidity, I would like to know if there are any other problems. Ask him about the mood, the psychosis, and then the impact, coping, and risk. Typical questions. All the questions up to this part are typical questions. Okay, so the psychosexual history is like the same questions of the exhibitionism. The comorbidity are the cliche, the typical copy-paste questions of all the history-taking stations, and also the impact, coping, and risk. Typical questions, past history and family history, typical questions, and then termination. There is no particular diagnosis here. Thank you, Mr. X. However, for the safety concerns, it will be better to inform the police, and it will not be feasible to see the nurse. Okay, this is how you terminate the station. Okay, let's see. You identify the issues and priorities. You recognize the significance of aspects of history. Did you ask me about my? Did you? You did not ask me about my personal history. Who am I living with? Do I have a job? So this is something which you have missed. The point number 2 does not elicit the present explore enough. The psychosexual history number 3 might not be scored for you. Risk assessment, you did ask the patient's health. You did in the beginning discuss with me my point of view. Does not identify appropriate psychological and social information because you did not ask me enough about my social information. Point number 6 also might not be scored for you. You did not finish in 7 minutes, so poor management of the consultation. I felt that you're a bit formalic. It is because not because definitely you are empathetic, but I feel that you are a bit anxious. So 0.7 and 8 might not be scored for you. Other than this, everything's okay. Again, this is not a pass or fail, just to help you understand how to use this mark sheet. Thank you so much, Doctor. Very clear. Okay, I hope that you found it helpful. Okay, so who would like to go next?
I can go next.
I think Doctor, the first one. Psychopathology, yes, no, doctor. Please pay attention to the task, please. Yes, Bijal, not always. Psychopathology, if there is any underlying psychological problems, but with risk, okay, so. Yes, doctor. What is your station, Dr. Bijal?
Violence risk assessment.
Violence risk assessment.
Yes.
Wondering about Are you sure that we have this station? 1 minute, I will try to. Okay.
Okay, what is the name of patient?
Mr. Brown. Okay, Mr. Brown.
Mr. Brown. Okay, I'm ready.
Ready?
Yes.
Are you ready?
Yes. Yes.
That was very good. Okay, 1, 2, 3, go.
Hello, Mr. Brown. My name is Dr. Bijal. I'm one of the psychiatrists from mental health unit.
Hello, doctor. I didn't do anything actually. I was trying to protect myself. Well, why am I talking to you? Okay, why I was trying to. I'm not the one to be blamed here.
Yeah. To get better understanding, I'm here to talk about what has been happening. Are you okay if I go ahead?
Okay, no problem.
Yeah. From my notes, I read that you have been brought by the police. And could you tell me what has been happening?
Well, I was trying to protect myself from this bitch. She's my girlfriend. She's trying to put bad thoughts in my mind. I asked her several times to stop this. She's trying, putting these bad thoughts of having, dirty sexual things like threesome and so on. I asked her several times to stop doing this, but she didn't. She kept laughing at what I'm saying. But today I decided to let her know that I'm serious.
I can see that you're quite distressed at the moment. Yeah. And since how long have you been experiencing that she's trying to put some thoughts in your mind?
Well, it has been going on for about a couple of months.
Okay. And you mentioned that you was trying to, you were trying to protect yourself. Could you
Yeah,
tell
yeah.
me a
I was
bit more
struggling
about
to
that?
protect my mind. She keeps putting these bad thoughts in my mind. No?
In what way were you trying to, protect yourself?
Well, she puts these thoughts, and I'm not happy. She keeps putting these thoughts in my mind. I don't want to have threesome. I'm not this type of person.
Mm. And what did you do after that?
What? What?
What did you do to protect yourself?
Well, I asked her to stop doing this, but today I waved a knife in her face in order to make her stop. She kept screaming and she ran outside of the house, and the neighbors called the police.
And where did you get this knife?
What?
Where did
It,
you
it,
get
it
this
is it
knife?
is a kitchen knife. It is a kitchen knife.
Okay. And was anyone did get hurt
No,
during this
no,
incident?
no, no.
Did anyone get hurt with this
No,
incident?
no, no one was hurt.
And was there any damage to any property?
No, no, no.
Okay. Um, okay. And did you take anything, that can alter your mental state?
Well, I
By
smoke cannabis regularly, but this has nothing to do with what we are talking about. Well, this has not cannabis. I've been always taking cannabis, so this cannabis has nothing to do with what we are talking about, though.
I understand that you are quite angry at the moment. Yeah. Uh, uh, this happened. Before that, did you make any plan?
No, I did not make any plan except that I wanted her to stop. I didn't make any plans for anything.
And after this incident, how did you feel?
Well, I didn't feel any. I didn't do any mistakes. I have the right to protect myself. I'm a good person. I don't want to have these, threesome things with her. She wants our neighbors to be involved in this.
And you mentioned that,
Yeah.
sorry,
Yes. Yes.
sorry, come again. Okay. Okay. So, what I gathered from you that your experience is that your girlfriend is trying to put some thoughts in your mind.
Yeah.
So, along with this, do you have any experiences like she's trying to control your action as well?
Well, no, but she's putting thoughts in my mind.
Okay. And apart from these, have you ever been experiences like hearing of her voices even though she is not around you?
No, no, no.
Okay. And since all this going on, how has your mood been lately?
My mood is not good because I'm not happy with these thoughts which she is putting in my mind. I feel frustrated. I feel that she's betraying me. She wants to have sex with our neighbor, but she's not able. She wants me to bring him in order for her to have sex with him.
So, do you have any thoughts of harming your neighbor as well?
No, no, no.
And thank you for all this information. What I have gathered from my notes that you have been diagnosed with schizophrenia.
Yeah, I have been diagnosed with
So were you
schizophrenia.
taking any
This has been that,
medication?
this was long time ago. This has nothing to do this with this problem.
Okay. Is there any chance that your symptoms might get reappear?
No.
Okay. And through all this going on, how are you coping with this? Do you
Well,
eat?
I'm trying to help myself by taking cannabis from time. This is the only thing which helps me to calm down.
Okay. And if still she is trying to put these thoughts in your mind, what will you do?
Excuse me.
If
What?
she will still,
Well,
could
definitely,
you hear me?
I'll protect myself. I will end my relation with her. She must stop putting these thoughts in my mind.
Thank you for talking to me, Mr. Brown.
1 minute
And
remaining.
so, apart from this, are you keen to take medication after getting discharged from here?
No, why should I take these medications? Uh, I don't need these medications.
Okay. So, thank you for all this information. And from our discussion, it seems to me that we have concern about your safety as well as we have concern about safety of your girlfriend. Yeah. So it is safer to stay over here. Yeah.
Why? I didn't do anything, doctor.
Sorry.
I didn't do anything.
Yeah,
Time.
but
How do you feel about what you did?
I think structure was a bit messed
Yeah,
up, and
structure is not
due
good.
to
Yeah,
some internet issue, I couldn't able to hear some sort of question in
yeah.
between.
Introduction should have been better. I always say when you see a task of risk assessment, expect to have a very defensive patient. He is
Mm.
brought to you by the police, and be ready with this. Help yourself by some sentences which we can share here, okay, to show that you are empathetic and you have good communication skills. You should, your priority is to, as I said, is to calm the patient down, ask him some casual questions, and then take the ABC of the incidents. This is your priority. I felt this was not very clear in the beginning. I didn't feel that you have empathy. I did not ask him about self-harm. Very important in the risk assessment to ask about self-harm. It is risk assessment. Okay. Let's see. Did you ask me about my medications? Why am I? When did I stop taking the medications? Did you ask me this question in particular? You did not. Okay, so let's see how we can do this station according to my notes. And as I say, it's not a must to use my notes, use any reference, but make your cornerstone is the mark sheet. Eventually assess yourself according to the mark sheet. Okay, so these are some sentences which will help you to show that you're empathetic. No wonder you are again, you are feeling too dread, use some sentences here if you feel that it is difficult to bring some sentences to show that you're empathetic. You don't need to use more than 2 to 3 sentences. As I always say, the assessment of the incidents should be very organized. Use the ABC. Don't forget how was he doing before the incidents. Let's see how we can do this station. As I say in the beginning, you are going to meet a defensive patient. In all the risk assessment stations, you are going to meet a defensive patient. Okay, and see. Okay, I'll gather from those they've been discharged. They've been asked. I would like to start by knowing more about you. Do you have a job? Has this always been your job? These are the questions which I will use, as I say, in order to assess the HCR risk factors and at the same time to make our discussion with the patient a bit smooth. We don't want to start with the serious questions directly. If he asks you, why am I talking to a psychiatrist, what's happening, just use just simple communication skills. Understand that this is a sensitive situation coming by the police, but I'm here to help you. And in order to do this, I might ask you some questions. Are you okay with that? Okay, that's it. Then you assess the incidents. The assessment of the incidents, usual typical way of assessment of the incidents, what happened in the incident, the ABC, the incidents, after the incidents, and before the incidents. Okay. Pay attention to the after the incident. How do you feel about what happened? Any plans to repeat it? This is will give you an idea about his intentions if he's going to do this again. Okay, and before the incident is very important area. Before trying to attack her, did you plan for it? Were there any stresses? What made you execute at this time? So he feels that she has been putting thoughts in his mind for a while. What happened lately for him to decide that today I'm going to end it? So she must stop. This is the first time to attack her or anyone else. All these are before the incidents and his mental state. How were you feeling before the incidents? Were you street drugs? If you cover the incidents in details like this, definitely will tackle, I don't want to say all, but nearly most or nearly all of the Royal College tricks, particularly in the area before the incidents. So you want to know the incidents, after the incidents and before the incidents, okay? And then the symptoms of syndrome. This man is diagnosed with schizophrenia, so you want to ask questions about the psychosis, the mood, and the insight. I've gathered from the notes, very important to ask him about the insight. I've gathered news that you have been diagnosed with schizophrenia. I'm wondering since when you have stopped taking your medications. So you want to know his mental state and you want to know the insight. This man stopped taking his medications and he doesn't feel that he is diagnosed with schizophrenia. Okay. If you are clever, you want to add cherry on top, ask him about his anger. So this man has anger issues on top of this schizophrenia problem. Are you with me, Dr. Bijal, so far?
Yes.
So we have reached
Yes.
the symptoms of the syndrome. You want to ask about the psychosis, typical questions of the psychosis. If his girlfriend is putting thoughts in his mind or controlling him, any unusual experiences, and ask a couple of questions about the mood. What was mood of in the past 2 weeks? If he's still interested in things which he liked to do, etc. And finally, his insight about his mental state. This man is diagnosed with schizophrenia. Is he taking his medications? How does he feel about the diagnosis? Does he feel to take the medications after discharge? Or if he has any anger problems? Then the comorbidity, we already asked about the psychological and the mood, psychosis and mood. So you want to ask about the social and physical. Okay. Already you asked him about the social part in the beginning. You don't need to ask these questions again. Only ask about the physical. If you don't ask about physical, no problem. Okay. Then the impact, coping, and risk. Again, doctors, you must have a very good time management. If you hear the bell of 6 minutes, immediately start asking about the impact, coping, and risk, particularly in the risk assessment station. You can hardly finish point number 5, 6, and 7 in 1 minute. So when you hear the bell of 6 minutes, immediately ask about the impact, coping, and risk. Typically, typical questions of impact, coping, and risk. Okay, how did these thoughts affect your life? What do you do whenever you are stressed? Do you use any recreational drugs? How much? Since when? Any legal problems? Sometimes stress can bring dark thoughts of self-harm or life is not worth living, etc. And then past history. Has he ever been admitted before? This is a very important, okay, question. Has he ever been admitted before under Mental Health Act? Okay. And then termination. You terminated the station very well that because of the high risk, you should stay in the hospital. Are you with me, doctor? I'm not going to go through the mark sheet again, just for the sake of time in my workplace. So I hope that you found it helpful. Okay, thank you so much, doctor. Who would like to go next? Who would like to go next?
I can go next.
Okay, so what is your station?
Can I go next, sir?
Yeah, no problem. What is your station?
This abuse and learning disability. So Mr. Brown is a key worker and Charlie is the name of the child.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, let's stop.
Yes.
1, 2, 3, go.
Hello, Mr. Brown. I'm
Hello.
Dr. Sneha, one of the doctors working in the mental health unit.
Hello, doctor.
So I understand that you are having some concerns about Charlie. Is that right?
Yeah, doctor. He has changed. You know, Charlie was one of the very, very nice kids in our facility, but he has changed in the couple of days, yeah, last couple of days, and we want to discuss this with you.
Since when are you looking after Charlie, Mr. Brown?
Well, I've been taking care of him for about 3 years now.
So is he able to express himself? I understand that he has a mild learning disability. Can he express himself to you?
Well, yes, he can hardly use this, you know, sign language. But
Okay.
he's diagnosed with severe learning disability. He's totally dependent on the facility.
All right. So how was his behavior before you noticed these changes?
He was very cooperative, helpful, and playful, you know, and he was one of the best kids actually in our place.
So you're saying since last couple of days you have noticed some changes. Is that
Yeah,
right,
yeah, yes, yeah.
Mr. Brown? So can you tell me more about these changes that you have noticed?
Well, the first thing is not very involved. He's withdrawn, and he does not gesture or indicate his needs anymore. Okay, he used to be playful and involved in the activities. Now he doesn't do anything.
Okay, I understand that can be very concerning, Mr. Brown.
Yeah.
So you have, I understand this is happening since the last couple of days. So did something happen around that time?
Well, we don't know exactly, but we have noticed that there are some injuries, doctor.
Can you tell me more about these injuries, Mr. Brown?
We have while we are changing for him his clothes, we noticed that he has some bruising on his bilateral arms. Okay.
Right. Have you checked for his whole body? Did you notice any other scars or
Yes,
any
yeah,
other
there was
injuries?
some also, actually there are other injuries on his back.
All right. Did you check for any private injuries in his private areas?
No, 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 no.
Any stains in his underwears or any clothes?
No, 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 no.
Okay. So, like, did you talk to his family about this, Mr. Brown?
We tried to contact them, but there is no answer.
How are they? Like, have you known their family? Are they support you in any way?
Well, they were helpful as far as I know. There was no any concerns about.
Any changes in the family circumstances? Like, why haven't you had a chance to talk to them?
I don't know. We tried to contact them, but they did not answer. Once they answered, they said that they don't know what we are talking about, and we did not answer again. That's it.
All right, Mr. Brown. That can be really concerning. So about Charlie, you said that he has been a little bit withdrawn these days. Is he able to eat well and eat well?
Yes, he is, but not as before. No.
All right. What about his sleep, Mr. Brown?
Well, we wanted to discuss it with his family. He doesn't sleep in this place. He goes back home to his home at the end of the day.
Okay. So has he complained of any pain during micturition or defecation, anything like that?
No, no, no.
Okay. All right. Have you observed him, like, being aggressive or hurting others?
No, but he is shouting whenever we try to help him. He shouts. That's it. Other than this, he doesn't do anything.
All right. So have you noticed him hurting himself, like biting
No.
himself or hitting
Yeah, sometimes he hit
himself?
himself in the wall.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
All right,
Whenever
Mr. Brown.
he's stressed nowadays, he
Okay.
banged his head in the.
Mhm. So does that happen very often?
Well, not that often, but it happened. He didn't used to do this.
Okay. Should I be aware of any other medical conditions that Charlie has? Any other
He
medication he's
has
on?
seizures. He has seizures, but it has been controlled by changing of his medication about 3 months ago.
All right. Um, so what about um, uh, so he has not had scissors since the last 1 year,
Yeah,
according
yeah,
to your information.
yeah.
That's good. So what I have you like tried to inform this to the safeguarding team or any other social
No, no,
services?
no, 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 no. We are still in this process. We want to discuss this with you.
Okay. Do you have any other concerns, Mr. Brown, about Charlie?
Well, I don't know. We want to know more information from his family about what happened.
Right, right, Mr. Brown. So what I understand from talking to you is that um, Charlie must have undergone some kind of abuse. So I would like to see Charlie in person and conduct a thorough physical and psychological and assessment and also the risk assessment.
Okay,
Is that
very
all
good.
right? And also, I would like to inform about this incident to the safeguarding team and also the
Very
social
good.
services so we can support him in a better way.
Very good.
Is that all right, Mr. Brown?
Yes, very good.
Yeah, thank you.
Very good. You finished it in a very good way. So let's see our mark sheet. But you need bit for the
Yeah, I
organization.
was a little bit unprepared,
No,
I guess.
yeah.
I need more practice.
Balances. So let's see the station. Okay, again,
I think I
don't
missed the
forget
past
this.
history. I think I missed the past history
No.
now that I can recall.
Okay. So your introduction, as I always say, just introduce yourself, and this is a very simple communication skills, which how to introduce yourself. Simply identify yourself, greet the patient or the role player, and explain why you are talking with him. And though it is a very simple communication skills, but the candidates do not know how to do it. Either they forget the names, they forget the name of the role player, they don't say why they are talking with the role player, and so on. Pay attention to the introduction, please. Okay, so you introduce yourself and then start to know more about the not this is not the No, the- So introduce yourself, and then you want to know some personal information about your patient. I would like to start by knowing more about Charlie. What is his diagnosis? Is he able to express himself? Is he able to take care of himself? Since when did you start taking care of him? How was he doing in this period? Okay, so this is how you start. You want to know more about your patient before taking information about what has happened. You have two problems here, that he has disturbed behavior and injuries. Okay, so we want to know more about these in details. So start by the behavior. You want to know exactly what is the problem with this behavior, what is the current situation, what is the problematic behaviors. Tell me more about the behaviors which is worrying you about Charlie. Charlie, can you give me examples, any aggression or sexualized behavior? Okay. And then you want to know exactly when did this happen? When did you notice these changes? Anything happen at this time? And you want to know the cause, is it increasing? What makes it worse? What improves it? And etc. And before the onset, this is a typical assessment of the complaint. You know, want to the current situation, onset, cause, duration, and before the onset. So you want to take the two complaints, the complaints of the behavior and the complaints of the injury. Are you with me, doctor? Do you understand what I'm doing here?
Yes, sir.
This is how you
Yeah.
start the station. You want to know exactly the items of the complaint of the behavior and the items of the complaint of the injuries. What are the items of the complaint of the behavior? Here, the current situation of the behavior, the onset, course, and the duration of the behavior, and how was he doing before that and before the onset. I understand that this behavior started X weeks ago, but is it the first time for him to have this behavior? So this is regarding the behavior. And now we want to know more about the injuries. Again, the current situation. I would like to know more about the injuries. You want to know the type of the injuries, bruises, lacerations, wear, shape of the injuries, stick, and this is something which you have missed, and actually you had a lot of time at that. So
Right.
these are injuries. You want to know more about the injuries.
Okay.
Okay. You ask about the private
Right.
parts, things, but you want to know the shape of injuries, stick or palm. I beg your pardon. Did you notice any injuries in the private areas or stains in the underwear? Okay. So this is the current situation. Okay, the type of injuries, all this is included under the current situation. And then you want to know the onset, when did you notice the onset and cause and duration of these injuries and before those. So this is how you start the station. Okay, you introduce yourself and you take the complaint, and here you have two complaints, the behavior and the injuries. Okay, are you with me, doctor?
Right.
Clear so
Yes,
far?
sir. Yeah.
Now there is no symptoms of syndrome. Yeah, it's something which is easier in this station, that there is no syndrome here to discuss. You want to know more about the injuries and what could be the possible reason. The possible reasons of the injuries you are going to put under the comorbidity. So I would like to check if there are any other associated problems and what could be the possible reasons for this behavior. And we know that this could be under the biopsychosocial. So you ask about the social possibilities for these regions. For this region, tell me more about his social circumstances, any change around him in the daycare. So the social part here includes his at home and at the daycare. Okay, how about his
Yeah.
social circumstances, any change around him in the daycare? What are the activities of his daily living? How about his family, any change in the family circumstances? Is his family supportive? Is it a high EE family? I'm giving you tips to make you more distinguished from the other candidates. Okay, I know that you might feel that this is different from the other notes, but if you are going to do what is in the other notes, definitely you'll be like any other candidates. You'll be among the herd. I want you to be distinguished, so bear with me, please. So how is it a high EE family? Ask him directly, is it a high EE family? Okay. and then go through the other comorbidity items. You ask about the social, ask about the psychological, how about his mood, etc. Ask him about the if he is responding to unseen stimuli. Very important to ask this. The depressive symptoms in those who have mental problem, low IQ is difficult to detect. So just ask about the anhedonia, and if he appears sad, and change in the vegetative symptoms. These are the main questions for those who have low IQ if you want to ask about the depression. Are you with me, doctor?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we ask about the comorbidity, and under the heading of comorbidity, we want to know the possible reasons for this behavior. It could be from his social circumstances, could be due to psychological problems. We want to ask about the psychosis and depression, and physically. Okay, you want to know more about the physical condition. Okay, clever that you asked me about this, that if he has any physical problem, but you should ask about in particular if he has any pain during eating, any pain during defecation. Okay, does he point to any parts of his body? Those who have low IQ, they usually point to any part of their body which they are not comfortable with. Okay.
Right.
Do you know when was the last seizure? You ask about the seizure, but ask in particular about the common causes of the agitation in the low IQ, which is pain during eating, pain during going to the bathroom, and if he is pointing to any part of his body. Okay, impact, coping, and risk. The risk here, whenever they are those who have low IQ, whenever they are stressed, they cope by beating or hitting themselves. This is very common, something which you have asked us. And finally, terminate your station by saying that I would like to see the patient and I'm going to discuss this issue with the safeguarding bodies and the social service. Okay. I hope that you found it helpful. And again, doctors, if you want to pass from the Royal College of Psychiatrists, don't copy paste what you see in the stations and the notes which you have, because
Right.
everyone is saying the same. They want to see if someone is distinguished, is different. This is what they are seeking for. Okay, hope that you found it helpful. Thank you so much. Who would like to
Yes,
go
sir.
next?
Thank you.
Hi, can I do the wandering one? I think somebody said that they can do it.
What?
Sorry to begin. Somebody said that about the wandering risk assessment that they're not able to do it, I think.
You want to do the station of wandering?
If nobody is up for it, yes.
Okay, no problem.
Okay. May I have the name of the daughter and the baby?
Let's say that her name is Christine and her father is Mr. White. Okay, yes,
Oh, it's her father, okay. Yeah.
Mr. White. Okay.
Am I audible? Can you hear me?
What did you say?
Can you hear me? Am I audible? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Okay, we can start now. 1, 2, 3, go.
Hello, Miss Christine. I'm Dr. Aya, one of the mental health doctors here. How are you?
Hello. Well, I'm fine, but I hope that you help me to take my father back home, please.
Yeah, I understand that you're concerned about him, and there has been an incident where he was brought to the A&E by the police. Is that right?
Yeah. It's not
Yeah,
for the first
yeah,
time for him to leave home and to be brought by the police. So I think this is something which we used to. I hope that we you bring him back to me with me, please.
Okay, I see. That sounds really concerning. And I'm here to answer your questions. But if I may ask, did you by any chance have any information about uh, his condition, Mr. White's condition when he was found?
Well, no, I did not have any information, but all what I know that he has been brought by the police.
Okay, okay. And you said that he has had this incident before sometimes. Um, did he get like was he confused or injured at any time before he was found?
Again, please raise your voice, please.
The previous times he was found wandering, you said before. So was he
No,
like
he was.
injured?
There was no injuries, but you know, he was in a miserable condition. That's it.
Okay, okay. And before all of these, like you said, it happened before. Before all of that, how was he? How was Mr. White?
Yeah, in what regard, actually?
Like did he like you found him like confused? Does he have any problems of fighting his way home before?
Well, yeah, definitely. Whenever he is outside of the home, he doesn't know the way back. So we know that this, but he's old. This is something which we got used to.
Okay. And in this incident, before he was wandering, did he have any like money or belongings on him that he could that was missing once he was found?
Again, what is the question?
When Mr. White was found after the incident, before that, did he like had any money or belongings on him that was missing when he was found?
And I don't know. I don't think that he had any money when he was found.
Okay. And I can see also from the notes here that he was diagnosed with dementia as well, right?
What? What?
Mr. White was diagnosed with dementia from the
Yes,
notes you can
yes.
see.
Yeah, yeah.
When was that, please?
This was about 4 years ago.
Okay. And how has things been since then? Has it progressed? Is it the
No,
same or
actually, I feel that with time it is a bit more and more problematic. He is more and more dependent on those who are around him, and that's why I want him to go back home with me.
okay? Okay. I see. Having a family member with dementia must be very challenging, and I can see that. But if I may ask about his memory and questions related to that, can you tell me more about his memory? What he tends to
Well,
forget
he's
most?
very forgetful now, doctor. He is not that good. His memory is not good at all.
Is it more about recent events, or is it
Well, it is more definitely about with the recent event, but strangely, he can remember many of the old events without any problem.
okay? And has he find it difficult, or have you noticed that he finds it difficult to find words for things that he already knows?
Yeah, nowadays he can just say whenever he wants anything, he just points. He forgets the name
Okay,
of the usual things.
I see. And how about people who used to like he knows and are family members? Does he find it difficult to remember the names or the faces?
No, 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 no,
Okay. And how is he able to take care of himself, like daily life activities?
no, no. He is very dependent on us.
Yes, he's dependent. Okay. Okay. How about does he sometimes appear to be confused about time or where he is or who he is sometimes?
Yeah, many times, yes.
I see. Okay, you said he is dependent, but is he able at all to take care of himself, like go to the bathroom, feed himself?
Well, yes, he can do this, but other than this, he's dependent on everything.
Okay, so if I may ask you, who's with him? Where is he living? Who's with him?
He is living
Who takes care
alone,
of him?
but I put cameras everywhere in order to observe him.
Okay, I see. So, how about his physical health in general? Does he have any physical problems?
Yes, yes, he has hypertension, he has heart problems, and he had a couple of strokes before.
Oh, I see. That sounds very concerning and must be very difficult for you. Um, you said he's alone, but you have cameras. But um, how about like if he feeds himself, does he get access to the stove? Does he sometimes maybe forget to turn it off? Or
What? What?
you said he's living alone. You said he's living alone, and you have
Yes.
cameras, and you're supervising. But does he get access to the stove? Has it been ever that he forgot the stove on, but to turn it off?
No. We prevent him. We took all these devices which can make any problems.
Okay, I see. And how about driving? Is Mr. White driving or
What? How about what?
how about driving? Is he driving?
No, he
Because
doesn't drive.
he's
1 minute remaining. 1 minute.
oh, okay. And has it been before that he fell down or injured himself in any way?
No, no.
Okay, I see. How about maybe uh, keep the water running? Has it been any flooding before incident or
No.
okay? And has police ever been involved in any incident that regarding Mr. White about wandering anyone?
Yes, there several times he was brought by the police.
Okay, but other than that,
No,
okay,
nothing. No.
okay, I see. And through all of this, how would you describe the mood of Mr. White?
What? What?
How would you describe the mood, his mood, Mr. White's mood?
Time. How do you feel about what you did? Hello. Yeah, yeah, Tom. Sorry for the interruption. I found that you did not prepare this station well. Let's see how we can do this station according to the.
I'm really sorry about the connection, Dr. Hussam. I thought it would be gonna be better. I know what to cover, but I didn't have time. Sorry.
Okay, no problem. So the problem here is that this man has or this lady has the problem of wandering. So you want to know exactly the complaint, the onset course, and the duration, and how was she doing before that. So this is how you start, doctor. Okay, you have a problem of wandering. So when you know exactly the onset of this problem, the course is it increasing or decreasing, the duration since when, the precipitating factors. So what makes this lady wonder? Because as you can see in the scenario which our colleague shared, and I will add it in my notes, that this lady broke into a store in order to bring some milk, so maybe she's hungry. So let's see how we can do this. So you introduce yourself, and this is a very important part in any station, how to introduce yourself, and then talk about the complaint, which is the wandering, okay? And show empathy. I can see how much you're worried. Let's assure that I will do my best, etc. And then ask her about the onset. When did you problem of one or his problem of wandering start? Anything happen at this time, like medical disorder, and you will start knowing that it started about 1 year ago. She had some sort of medical problems and strokes and so on. Does she appear confused whenever she wanders? Okay, this is the onset. And then you want to know the course. After that, what happened? Anything makes this wandering increase, like boredom, hunger, or pain. This is very important because the story goes that this lady was wandering and she broke into a store in a random manner in order to bring some food. So this she might be hungry. She's demented. She doesn't know how to deal with this hunger. So she went out. She broke into a supermarket or a shop and she wanted to bring something to eat. We want to know what brings this wandering, like boredom, hunger, or pain. Anything prevents her from wandering, like interesting activities or someone who's living with her. So we don't want to know what increase, what decrease, and want to know what happened in the previous wanderings. Was she hurt? How did she get back home? Any steps taken to prevent this from happening? So this is regarding the course. Okay, are you with me, Doctor, so far? So the first thing we wanted to know the onset and the course and duration of wandering. We ask about the onset, the course, and then you want to know before the onset. Understand that this wandering problem started X months ago or X years ago. This is a very important part of the history. How was she doing before the onset? But I would like to know how was she doing before that? Any physical problems? And you will know when you ask this question that she had vascular problems, okay, and she had a vascular dementia issues, okay, depression. Okay, no need to ask this question about a lot of physical social activities because this is too much. You just want to know if she has any physical problems. Now you want to know the symptom of the syndrome. Do you know the acronym, which is she is already diagnosed with memory, but you want to know the extent of memory problem, if she's able to express herself, the confused, the most important points. And one thing which many candidates forget, that vascular dementia includes problems in the movement. Not uncommon that these patients have problems in their movement. And if she has dementia, this complicates matters. Okay. Are you with me, doctor, so far? So we have finished
Yes.
the complaint, which is the dementia, which is the complaint of the wandering. And then we want to know more about the symptoms of syndrome, which is the dementia. Okay, she is already diagnosed with dementia, but established that she is severely deteriorated. You want to know the memory problems, if she's able to express herself. Does she appear confused? Does she recognize familiar friends? She already is getting lost, so most probably the visual spatial abilities of this patient is deteriorated. Okay, and her executive functions, they feel that she is more dependent than before. And very important question to appear that you are more clever than our candidates, that the movement, those who have vascular dementia have problems in their movement, most probably. And then ask about the comorbidity, psychological, physical, and social. And then ask about the risk. Very important to ask about the risk in this station. And we have a particular set of risks associated with the dementia. There is an A, B, C, D, E, F for this issue. A, agitation or aggression or alcohol or accidents. B, bathroom, is able taking care of herself. C, cooking. D, driving. Electrical devices for E, F, falling, fire setting, and finances. Enough just to mention 3 of them, but don't forget F. F is very important. 3 is enough, but don't forget F. One of them must be F. And then past history and family history. And finally, delivering the diagnosis, you must say to her that this lady has severe dementia and there is high risk from her. And there is a big need that this lady should be admitted in a nursing home. Okay. If she argues against the recommendation, you can say to her something like, understand how much you are worried, and I'm glad that you are open with what you feel regarding her medical decision, but I would like to know why you want to take her back home, though there is high risk on her because of her wandering behavior. Okay? If she says, let me take her and so on. Okay, and continue saying, I can see that you want to help her. I will give you leaflets about how you can help her. This is communication skills. All this is communication skills because the Candice encountered this issue that her daughter is not keen to take her to send her to the nursing home. So you can say something in terms, I can see that you want to help her in the best way. I will give you leaflets about how to help the patients who have wandering behavior in the best way, and we can book an appointment with the social services to assess the level of care which she needs. So caregiver assessment, okay? So this is how you do this station. Hope that you found it helpful. Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
So have we finished?
Dr. Hussam, I have borderline. Can I do it?
Yeah, no problem. Borderline personality disorder, this lady who
Yes.
fire setting?
No, it's borderline self-harm.
Okay. Ready?
Okay. The name, doctor? The name of the patient?
The same, my name is Michelle. Michelle,
Michelle. Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Hello, Michelle.
Hello, doctor.
I'm Dr. Hamad, a psychiatrist working here.
Hello,
I
doctor. I'm not
understand this
crazy.
must be really difficult.
I'm not crazy. Why am I seeing a psychiatrist?
Yes, I totally understand. You must be frustrated and having difficult time in the emergency department. And I can see that you want to go home, as they have been told. But I need to ask you some questions to see how we can help you.
Okay, no problem.
I understand, Michelle, that there was an incident happened recently, and I want to know more about it. I want to
Well,
know what happened.
it was a stupid thing, actually. You know,
Uh-huh.
I had a relation with someone who doesn't deserve any of my attention. Well, I told him that I'm so frustrated. I'm going to take some tablets, and I expected for him show me that he is interested in me. Just he left. He didn't show up. Okay, I took a couple of paracetamol tablets, about 5 tablets. That's it. Well, that's all what I took.
Okay.
I was testing his emotions.
You're testing
This is
his
my
emotions.
problem. This is my problem. It's not the problem with tablets. I'm always with Mr. Wrong.
So from what you told me, you didn't plan for this?
No, we had an argument and he left. I told him that
After the argument.
that,
When did
yeah.
this happen, Michelle?
It happened about 3 hours ago.
3 hours ago. And what was running through your mind? Like, was there any intention to end your life?
No, as I told you, I wanted just for him to test his emotions.
So you told him before you took the tablets.
Yeah.
Have you locked the door?
No, I did not lock the door. I just wanted him to know that I took the tablets and I was testing his emotions. But when I found that he will not come, I went to the ER and I told him that I took these tablets.
Michelle, I can see that you're distressed while telling me the story, but I need to know some details. Is that okay with you?
No problem.
Okay, so before you taking the tablets, you are frustrated. Then where did you take the tablets?
I took it at home in my house.
At home, and you said you didn't plan it.
No,
You didn't
I
lock
didn't.
the door.
I didn't lock the door. I did not plan for it.
Okay. Did you take anything with the tablets, like to enhance the effect or
No,
anything like alcohol?
no,
Okay. And
no.
did you how many tablets?
Only 4 tablets.
And you believe that it won't harm you?
Yeah, I did not want to harm myself. I just wanted to let him know that I need him, but he doesn't deserve my interest.
Have you left any goodbye letter?
No.
Have you called any friend or anyone?
No.
Okay, what happened after you took them? Have you
I
lost your
went to the
conscious or your thoughts?
no, I went to the emergency room. I expected
You
him
went to the
to come,
emergency.
but he did not.
And he didn't come. You called him after that?
No.
Okay. And how do you feel about what happened?
I feel that I did something stupid. I'm always with Mr.
Oh.
Wrong. This is my problem, though.
So you regret what happened?
To some extent, yes.
Okay, Michelle, if you're to be discharged from the hospital, are you going to do it again?
Well, as I said, I don't want to do it, doctor. The problem is that there are persons who in my life which I feel that they should be more trustful, but I'm trying to test their emotions. They always fail the test. They are not trustworthy.
So Michelle, from what are you saying? You find it difficult to other people to understand you?
Yes, to some extent.
Do you have this feeling of emptiness some people describe?
Yeah, exactly.
And sometimes you have this outburst of anger which make you do things, then you regret it?
Sometimes I do so, yeah.
Going back to your boyfriend, was it a long relationship, like it was for a long period?
No, we encountered each other in the disco, and this was about 3 days ago.
And was this your first relationship or?
No, this is not my first relationship. I've been through this many times. I'm always with Mr. Wrong, doctor. Always with Mr. Wrong.
And what about going through stressful times? Sometimes people try to cope with stressful times by taking something to ease their suffering, like alcohol
No.
or recreational drugs.
No.
So how do you cope with the stressful times?
I used, sometimes I just used to cut my hair, but I left many ugly scars. I stopped doing this.
You used to cut your hand.
Yeah.
How frequent is that?
This was about 5 years. I stopped doing this when I was a teenager. I used to do this.
And was it like superficial or was it deep?
Yeah, more superficial things.
Have ever any need to be admitted to the hospital or?
No.
Okay, good to know that. So you told me about you told me that um, you told me about that you told me about your relationship and that it was just for 3 days back. Do you have fear of abandonment, that you have fear that he will leave you or something?
Yeah. Always I have this feeling.
Okay. Have you ever going to argument with him and think about harming him in any way?
No. 1 minute remaining.
Okay, or harming anyone else?
No.
Mhm. What about your mood? Uh, how do you feel in your mood?
Well, now I feel that I'm stupid. That's it. I don't.
Mhm. Do you still enjoy things that you enjoyed before?
Yeah.
What about your sleep?
No problem.
Michelle, from our discussion and the information you told me, and thank you for sharing this with me, I can see that uh, this you wasn't like intended to end your life. It was like a cry for help. This what we can say, and we can discharge you back, but you need some help from our team, and we're going to arrange for another visit to help you with what I can see like personality disorder is called borderline. I know this is too much to tell now, but I give you a leaflet about it, and we need more assessment, like to make sure about the diagnosis.
Time. Very good. So how do you feel about you did? Was nice. How do you feel about what
I,
you did?
I was anxious, very anxious, so
Yes.
I think I
I
wasn't
think
like structured.
I think in the beginning you just verbalized an Arabic word. You said أنا قلت لي في الأول خالص
I said,
كلمة.
okay,
Heard it. So pay attention. They are not very
yeah,
forgiving whenever they hear a non-English language, even if it is a casual
yes,
thing. Just pay attention to this. Your termination
okay.
was good, but you should be more fluent. Okay, you want to say to her that she is having a borderline personality disorder, etc., which causes difficulties in the relations, impulsivity, and so on. You spent too much in the beginning while you were assessing the incident, which is clearly that it was not a serious incident. She only said she took, but you insisted to cover all the items of risk assessment. This is time challenging. She said to you, I only took 4 tablets. It was on the spur of the moment, but you wanted to, did she write notes? I said to you that it was a spur of the moment. So why did you ask me about this, the note? Well, definitely this question, I don't know, like if it is just, if it was not an impulsive issue. Let's see, according to the, so this is the introduction. Don't forget your introduction. Always you are going to meet a challenging patient in the risk assessment. She will not be happy talking with you. I would like to start by knowing, this is, for me, this is the best way to start the station because it will show that you're professional and will break the ice and the tension. You want to know more about her. Okay, does she have a job? Is she married? Anyone with whom, with her, and so on. These are important questions to cover the social part and also the risk assessment because these are HCR risk factors. And then you want to know more about the suicidal attempt. And the good thing is that this patient will clearly elaborate that it was not a serious suicidal attempt. So don't dig too much like what you did, otherwise you will lose time. Okay. So current situation, the incidents, after the incident, before the incident, like what we did, but don't dig too much because as we said, that this is a impulsive issue. And then you want to know the part which you should cover in detail is the borderline personality disorder, which you did. And the candidates find it difficult to cover the items of the borderline. They don't know, they have difficulty in gathering them. and know exactly what to ask about. So you can have this acronym of RICE: relations, impulsivity, self-image, coping, childhood, emotions. So the first thing you should start at this station is talk with her about her relations. Tell me more about your relation. Does this relation start rapidly and change rapidly and have conflicts? Is it common to have a deep emotional relation with someone whom you did not know enough? Actually, this is what happened in this relation, or start a relation for just the fear of abandonment, all this in the relation, okay? Do you often regret these relations? And then impulsivity, you ask about it. Self-image, are you satisfied with how you view yourself? Are you satisfied with your body image? You feel that your perspective is constantly changing, sometimes conservative or liberal, etc. How do you cope whenever you're stressed? You ask about this. Very important to ask her about her childhood. In borderline, very important to ask about her childhood. You ask about the emotions and the control of anger and so on. And then the comorbidity, typical questions, psychological and the mood and psychosis, and then the impact, coping, and risk. Already, all these questions have been asked. No need to ask about them. Past history and family history. Thank you for sharing. Very important to ask if there is any suicide in the family. Okay, very important to ask. Even if this is a parasuicide or self-injurious behavior, ask about because it runs in families. Okay, and so when you ask about the past history and family history, ask about history of suicide. Ask questions which show that you are different from the other candidates and you know what you are doing. And finally, delivering the diagnosis. This lady has borderline personality disorder. You should try to deliver the diagnosis as much as possible in a smooth way. Seems that you have been through difficult time because of the borderline personality disorder, which you have, which causes difficulties in relations, impulsivity, and difficulties in coping with the stress. I will give you lectures about it, and I'm looking forward to see you again. Okay, I hope that you found it helpful.
Okay.
I'm not going to go through the.
Thank you, Dr. Hassan. Dr. Hassan, I have one question. The point in my termination, I thought that personality disorder is difficult to be diagnosed with one interview. So this is why I told her I need to see you again to do more assessment.
Yes, okay, no
Straight.
problem. But it was not fluent.
Uh-huh.
The problem, it was, I know that
Okay.
you want, but you should be more fluent. Just what you did
How
was
can
okay.
how can I say it in a better way? This is my question.
Well, try the same thing, but you were fluent. You were not fluent. You were interrupting. You don't know how to. You just write it down and say it more fluently. That's it.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you
Thank you
so
so
much.
much.
Very clever, Charlie. Okay. I think we have finished. Okay, thank you so much. It was a privilege and a pleasure to be with you. Hope to see all your names on the post list. Thank you.